Hey everyone, welcome to group break number 496. We're doing a case of the brand new Series 2. We're going Michkov and Celebrini hunting, as well as those incarnations and everything else that's kind of Easter eggy in the set. So, yeah, 3 times on the names, 3 times on the teams. Who you line up with is who you get. Good luck, everybody. Sure, got the random.org page open. Beautiful. All right. Again, 3 times on the names. Once, twice, third time, and 3 times on the teams. Once, twice, third time. Colorado on top, Detroit on the bottom. Colorado is a really good value team in this. The trade deadline actually kind of it's actually impacted a lot of rookies in this. So Jason with the Avs, Sam with the Blue Jackets, Jason with the Predators, Pierre with the Penguins, Lawrence with the Blackhawks, Riley with the Ducks, Peter with the Wild, Megan with the Flyers, Francois with the Blues, Chris with the Devils, Peter with the Kraken, Alan with the Utah, Trevor with the Senders, Big Tuna with the Leafs, Brent with the Flames, Megan with the Oilers, Bill, you got the with the Rangers, Dante, you got the Sharks, Trevor with the Vegas Golden Knights, Big Tuna with the Boston Bruins, Emil with the Tampa Bay Lightning, Bill with the Montreal Canadiens, Steven with the Carolina Hurricanes, Robert with the Florida Panthers, Jason with the Vancouver Canucks, Francois with the LA Kings, Big Tuna with the Capitals, William with the Winnipeg Jets, Pierre Benoit with the Sabres, Emil with the Islanders, Jason with the Stars, and Dante with the Detroit Red Wings. All good. Yeah. The best part about starting to stream on YouTube for the breaks too has been that like sometimes I can't get the video uploaded right away, but you can just go and watch the VOD on our main channel of the stream. And so it's also just redundancy in case something ever happens to one of our YouTube channels. The other one has everything. So, but yeah, we did 5 cases for singles. Early learnings from that was that we any case, so we had 2 cases that had red outbursts. Both of those cases had Easter eggs, and I talked to a couple other people that did mass case openings, and their cases that had red outbursts also had Easter eggs. So it seems like you really want a red outburst case, which is kind of, I mean, wild, but like super high value swing. We only hit 6 total Celebrini, so we got a little bit unlucky there. We did really good with Michkov though. Like Michkov, I think we hit 8 total, and then a deluxe of his, and then the teammates outburst. So overall, we actually did really good on the outburst. A lot better than what I would have said for our outburst young guns. Our clear cuts were kind of pretty bad, but that's to be expected in the set. It's not the best of sets for that. So this should be the correct one. Yep, there we go. Let's double check and make sure all the names are correct. But yeah, there's actually been some, given that trade deadline day, some pretty big changes in teams that you not once not the right word, but just like valuation of players and where I would have actually graded them. Like Cal Ritchie, for example, I gave a B to. I still think he's a very good player. I think he probably stays at a B, but he'd trend more towards he's gonna get opportunity on the island. I just like the Islanders are just so mediocre. Like just incredibly mediocre to the point where they're not really bad enough to be good again. And so I kind of worry about any player that goes on that team because yeah, if they become that key player, great, but you know, the odds of them being that great is low. So all right, so we're into the case. It is 127 on the case numbers. Whee! They made the cases out of like the boxes for the cases, the flaps are double thick this year. It's kind of weird. I don't know why, but it is what it is. Could just be how the boxes came and stuff, but yeah. Other keynotes is that this box is always upside down. I wonder why. Like, there's got to be a reason that box is always. There's always a one upside down box, or like at least backwards. Other keynotes is that the corners on some of the cards is can be a little bit rougher. For the most part, ours were fine. There's still like, I don't know, there's still like a tiny bit that you're just like, yeah, that's not great. And then what else was there? The edges still have the same stuff as previous years, where sometimes the edges will be a little chipped in that top, like kind of like a centimeter, not even a centimeter into the card. But outside of that, pretty standard release. So let's get started. Here we go. Along the way, we will sleeve and top load the regular Young Guns and Renewed. And then anything that's like a really special hit or numbered will also sleeve and top load along the way. Seems like you get 2 deluxes per, or sorry, it's about 3 deluxes, I think, per case. And 1 exclusives. So, got a lot more numbered cards, which is nice to see. I do wish long term that they could, I think, afford to shrink the print run down a little bit. One of my biggest complaints of the product this year are the playlist cards, specifically the black parallels. We pulled one, which is great. They're 1 in 400 packs. You just cannot tell the difference between the black parallel and the regular one. I mean, you can. It says it on the back and the front, like, it's, if you're looking for it, you know what it is. But there is almost no difference, so. All right. Here we go. Sure enough, we got one of the playlists, the Sparkles of McDavid for the Oilers. We got a Butler for the Blue Jackets. Electricity of Kachuk. And then onto some base cards. We pulled 1 Magnificent in the 5 cases as well. Canvas, so this will be a random between the Devils and the Leafs. Again, if we ever pull 2 of them, both teams will get 1. If we pull a black and white, we'll random off or a printing plate, we'll random off the better one, and the loser will get the worst one. By the way, we have new top loaders. We have for the break, they are going to be I forget what version they're called, but they're essentially the ones that are like a one-piece construction design around the edge. A little bit higher quality. The one problem is that they're a little bit less forgiving for like tightness. So I think I might actually just end up sleeving the cards and then doing that after, because it's going to take a while. Barzell on the Young and Renewed, and Frank Nazar on the portraits. But yeah, same thing with the Young Gun checklist and every checklist that we do. If we get 2, both people get 1. If we get a premium version, we will do a random for the premium version, and then the loser will get the worst one. Just the fairest way to do it. Cal Ritchie on the Young Guns. A good one to get. There's a bang for your puck of Pasternak, and a welcome aboard of Zach Bolduc. But yeah, Deluxe of Kadri to 250. Number 6 of 250. Let's leave and topple the numbered stuff, just because I like to recap the numbered stuff at the end. But yeah, they take a lot of hits to get the card down. Dazzlers of Makar and Marty Natchez on the base Young Guns. Or sorry, the Young Guns Renewed. And then the final little stack here. We have a Mitchkov. We'll sleeve that one up. Hallinan. We'll also sleeve that one up. And Caulfield on the Electricity. Do a Hampus Lindholm for the Bruins. on tour for the Ducks, and Freddie Anderson for the Hurricanes. Not a bad start there. We'll sleeve and topple the Mitchkov, Hudson's, and Celebrini base inserts just because they'll be the ones that have the most premium value to them. But they generally will drop over time, and this is probably like the only week that would really happen. All right. Keep ripping and stacking them. So it seems like also the numbered cards are always the extra card in the pack. Or generally like an extra card in the pack, even population counts. We've had boxes have 2 numbered cards. I think I had a box with 3. So we got a population count, a base parallel, and a insert parallel, which is kind of wild. But yeah, essentially think you want to see a red outburst just because those boxes have been phenomenal. I'd love to see a gold outburst. But nope, clear cut of Connor Garland. And we got a Shakir Mukhamadullin on the Sparkly Portraits and a Barkov Playlists. The Panthers. A heater of Eichel Kolosov on the Young Guns. And then John Gibson on the Ooh La La. Stuart Skinner for the Oilers. Jack Eichel on the Young Guns renewed. And Ovechkin on the Bang for Your Puck for the Capitals. Base outburst, I believe. Nick Dowd, Patrick Giles, and a Clayton Keller for Utah on the Electricity. So yeah, I'm curious to see what people's overall thoughts on the sets are. The first case we did was pretty wild. We got the couple Easter eggs. We hit a high gloss. We hit a high gloss and exclusives, a deluxe Young Guns, and a red outburst, which is just kind of wild. Very lucky. Sanderson for the Senators, Kraken on the tour, and Wolf for the Leafs on the Ooh La La. Islanders, Patrick Koch, and then Frank Nazar on the Welcome Aboard. And that is box 1, so pretty standard box, I would say. Deluxe is nice, but nothing like spectacular. On to box 2. Actually, let me go ahead and let's get a decoy or something to put under. There we go. Just so they're a little bit easier to pick up after. All right, box 2. Box number. All right. Yeah, I'm wondering what the Marchand trade actually is going to be. Canucks did legitimately nothing today, which is a little bit frustrating. Honestly, don't even know if they ended up papering down their prospects. They should have, but if they didn't, then that's a huge failure. Carolina making the big trade. Kind of was a tough scenario for them, trying to get all the paperwork done ahead of time and then trying to go and add something else. But I think Logan Sankoven's very good. I'm very high on him. And I think he fits really well into that system. So I think it's a really good pickup for the team, and they got a lot of value back. Eklund, Jackson Blake, speaking of Hurricanes. Chris Kreider on the Electricity. Jackson Blake is one of the good ones in this set. Evan Bouchard, Rupe Hintz on the Young Guns renewed, and Philadelphia for the On Tour. Got our pink Dazzlers out of the way early. McDavid on the UD Portraits. Hallinan on the Young Guns. A little bit of chipping at the bottom there. Kind of see it, but that's pretty common. Liam Ogren on the Welcome Aboard. And then we have a Couture Dazzlers and an Owen Tippett Dazzlers, Sharks, and Flyers. And everything goes to the team logo on the card. The Welcome Aboard of Cutter Gauthier, I think, is the main is the main thing that hasn't pictured in the different teams. So Sebastian Aho on the Young Guns renewed. And then we're into the next base stack here. Erik Karlsson, Bang for Your Puck, Ethan Cardwell, Young Guns, and Rantanen on the Electricity for the Avalanche, which is kind of funny. Vetrano for the Ducks, Cutter Gauthier for the Ducks, and Stuart Skinner for the Oilers on the Ooh La La. First half of the next box. Base cards to the side here. Also, if you need a specific base card or two to complete your set, let me know. I mean, given that we've opened up, well, this will be the 6th case, we should have it. But just 1 or 2 would be is fine. So let's keep it rolling here. See how this box fares. And we want to see red. Well, that's a good one for the San Jose Sharks. Will Smith, black and white Young Gun canvas. It's our 1 in a lot. 1 in 216 packs, and that's the best Young Gun canvas to get. So nice one there. Will Smith for the Sharks. Give that a stand. McDavid and Ovechkin. McDavid on the Sparkles. Ovechkin on the playlist. Just base. McKinnon and Makar with an Oliver Kapanen Young Guns and a Malkin Electricity. Young Gun canvas of Adam Klapka with a Kaprizov renewed and a Logan Stankoven portraits. Again, still a Dallas card, but I don't think any of his stuff will actually end up being Hurricanes in his rookie year because he got traded too late. I think if they get traded kind of before that January 4th cutoff, sometimes they can get it, but excuse me. Nick Bukesat on the Outburst. Cal Ritchie on the Young Guns. Ooh La La of Tristan Jarry. Canvas of Palmieri for the Islanders, on tour for the Habs, and Werenski on the Electricity for the Blue Jackets. We have Makar portraits, Maximilian Zuber for Utah, and a Jesper Wallstedt for the Wild. On the welcome aboard. I think the Bang for Your Pucks are my favorite insert so far in the set. The incarnations are cool. Super tough to hit. They're cool. Are they my favorite? Not really. They're cool. So. All right. Box number 3. Here we go. Yeah, hopefully everyone's having a good day. Hopefully everyone's having a good week. Hopefully people enjoyed the trade deadline. Very curious to see if someone has what the actual confirmed return of the Marchand trade is. We got another deluxe coming up here. All right, what are we starting with? An Ooh La La Sparkles of Philip Grubauer. Prishapov and Brennan Othman for the Rangers on the welcome aboard. Kopitar for the Kings. Jack Hughes on the renewed and Panarin for the Rangers. Matthews on the Bang for Your Puck. Oscar Beck for the Dallas Stars. And Wyatt Johnson on the Electricity. He is Got his big new fancy contract there. Really good deal, but also takes him right to UFA. So, hey, if you're in a win now mode, which Dallas is in, you take that. So, 5 years at one of the best cap hits. We have a Matthew Barzell deluxe to 250. Barzell deluxe to 250. So that gives us our second deluxe. I've been finding that, like, I think on average we're getting one Young Gun numbered card, or at least one per case. Hedman on the Dazzlers and a Teravainen on the Renewed, which is nice. Not like the old days where it used to be like one exclusives, but McAvoy, Poulter, Bedard, and then Georgiev, Hronik, and Pasternak. So Avs, Canucks, and Bruins. I do wish that they had the Utah players in their jerseys for the set. At least they have the Young Guns, but my guess is that they printed the base well ahead of time. To the point where I wouldn't be shocked if they like print. That's a different back. What set is that? I can't remember. I know the back of the card's pretty well, so just whenever there's something that's a little bit different, it always catches me a little bit off guard. Oh, it might be a fluorescence, is it? This is Gavin Brindley. No, it's not a fluorescence, but we'll sleep that guy up. Sparkles of On Tour for the Flyers, and an Ooh La La of Linus Ullmark for the Ottawa Senators on that guy. Oh, because it's an exclusives. Brock Besser, Young Guns Renewed exclusives for the Canucks, numbered. Oh, just missing that jersey number. 5 of 100. Who had the Canucks? Of course, he stayed in Vancouver today. Jason. Besser staying in Vancouver today. These are cool. Again, I really like that they stylized them in this year. It's the red that was throwing, like this specifically was throwing me off. Like, I don't recognize that edge, so it has to be something fancy. But nice Besser exclusives renewed. I saw a Crosby high gloss of this sell for only like $500, unless there's a best offer on it. But they're really cool cards. Like, I'm shocked it only went for that. Vegas on tour, Hanzik on the Young Guns, and a Philip Forsberg for the Predators. On heater of Patty Kane, Noah Philp for the Oilers on the Young Guns, and a Matthews playlist. If we do pull a playlist black, I will let you know what they look like and the difference. It is very minimal. We got Matthews, Makar on the retro, nice retro there. Or renewed, I guess. Fantilli and Kent Johnson on the on tour. Regular outburst of Jordan Stahl for the Hurricanes. And here is the main event. Macklin Celebrini base Young Guns for the Sharks. A little bit of a soft bottom left corner on that guy. A little bit of edge shipping. Just, yeah. They're just not always the cleanest. So there's the edge. You got a little bit of chipping up at the top there. But that is unfortunately pretty common with these guys this year. So it's still like, it's one of those, like, it's still pack fresh, but it's like not gonna grade a 10. So, and again, it's a mass printed set. You're gonna have stuff, but Merzlikins for the Blue Jackets, Tippett and Makamadulan and Seamus Casey. So Flyers, Sharks, and Devils. All right. Oh, that was a good box there. Is that the black and white Will Smith and the Besser and the Celebrini with the Makar renewed? That's pretty good. I have an angry cat outside. Jeez. I don't know if I have enough room for all the base cards. Next box here. Pretty good little top row there. Pretty fun top row. So we're at 3 numbered cards in 3 boxes. Good little ratio to keep going on. All right. Is the I'm just trying to see if they announced the Marchand stuff yet. It's a conditional 2nd round pick. Huh. I wonder if that's why the offers for Besser were so low, is that it was just essentially Florida left and they had a choice between Marchand for nothing and Besser for a lot more. Who knows? Who knows? It's just really weird that like Besser, it seemed like they were primed and prepped to trade him, and then they just never did. And especially given what like some players were going for, kind of wild to me that they didn't get a legitimately good offer. We have a Joel Blomqvist, Young Guns Outburst for the Penguins. All right, all right. Zachary LaRue, base Young Gun. Yeah, base. I don't know why I was getting so frustrated at that. There we go. Goes into the recap pile. LaRue base and a playlist of Sebastian Aho. I didn't see these guys up. Let's do this quickly. All right. Aho on the playlist. Just so if you are opening this up and you do get a playlist, it'll generally be the first card in the first insert in the pack. But the black parallel, this part down here will be gray. That is the difference between the two, and it will have black parallel on the back. But that is the only way to differentiate the two. And for a card that's like infinitely rare, a little bit frustrating. Suzuki for the Habs. Crosby Malcolm for the Penguins. Electricity of Hyman for the Oilers. Ovechkin on the portraits. Ponomarov for the Hurricanes. And a Aiden Hill for Vegas on the Ooh-la-las. Fluorescence time. Ooh, Lekaramaki. I don't remember honestly seeing him on the checklist for the Canucks. I also just kind of assumed that he wouldn't be in the product because he debuted a little bit too late, but so he did debut early enough to get his young gun in here. Like Garamaki Fluorescence for Vancouver. Nice card there. Heater of Kane and Logan Mayu on the welcome aboard. Huh. Dang, I kind of want one of those for the store. On tour, Robertson and Johnson. Jack Thompson on the Young Guns and Dacord on the Ooh-la-la for the Kraken. Canvas of Rutger McGroarty with a Tage Young Guns and a Connor Geeky Portraits. He's sleeved up. There we go. And Jack Thompson. So we should get 1 to 2 population count, or I think it's 2. Like normally you get 2, sometimes 3 population counts. They did flip the reds and the black coloring. So the reds are now the 1,000, the blacks are the 500. That was the opposite before. So in case you're just a little bit confused on those. I think we have high gloss coming up, but just base. Binnington for the Blues, Albert Johansson, and Shesterkin. William Karlsson, Pasta on the renewed, and bang for your puck of Rasmus Dahlin for the Sabres. They made some moves today. Lane Hudson for the Habs, Siplikov for the Islanders, and Kyle Connor for the Jets. It's yellow. You're right there. That little sparkle, I believe, is a high gloss. Ryan Graves for the Penguins. Number to 10 on the high gloss. Well, we've got an exclusives, 2 base, and a high gloss so far from 4 boxes. That doesn't bode well for the rest of it, but Dazzlers of Josh Doan for Utah. I think the Utah players and like Utah pictures are going to sell a little bit better than what they normally would. And the Raymond on the Young Guns renewed. It's also really funny. There's going to be so many like Pasternak Young Gun listings on eBay now, just from all of his renewed. Because his Young Gun was very limited. Logan Mayu. So, yeah, we had Lane Hudson. That makes sense. Celebrini Michkov on the checklist. So again, if we get one more, both Philadelphia and San Jose will get one. If we pull like a really rare parallel of it, we'll random off the rare parallel. Essentially try and do it where someone gets, like, if we get 2, both people get 1. But depending on what versions we get is what the random happens. Banjad for the Rangers, McKinnon on the on-heater, and Panarin for the Rangers. So that's another good box there. Is it the best by any means? No, but it's an Outburst Young Gun and a high gloss and a fluorescence of a player that doesn't have a ton of stuff yet. So that is fine by me. I'm going to go ahead and just get rid of some of the inserts here. There we go. So, high gloss exclusives 2 deluxe. Maybe this is a red Outburst case. Maybe this is a red Outburst case. I mean, I'd love to see a gold Outburst. Haven't pulled one of them yet. Starting to get to the point where it's like, we're still probably not near the point where we've opened up enough to be like, you know, maybe in like the next double the amount of boxes that we've opened up, we'll get it. But probably close. There's 250. Nah, we're not close yet. The gold Outbursts are so tough to pull. I'll know it's a red Outburst case, I'm pretty sure, at least if we get a really cool Easter egg. Like a rare Easter egg. I don't think the Swagnificents are rare enough to count. But like the retro Outburst Young Guns, or yeah. And then the Incarnations are kind of like the best telltales of whether or not you're going to get a red Outburst. So, all right. Well, wrong shark, but a Georgi Romanov Outburst Young Gun. So we've got our 2. Technically possible to get 3 in a case. You're only allotted 2, but you can get 3. Kapanen on the Young Guns, and an Ooh La La of Jeremy Swayman. Mikko Rantanen, Radko Gudas, and Kale McCarr. So 2 Avs and a Duck. base on a heater of pasta. Oscar Beck on the Young Guns and Pedersen on the electricity. I mean, the city is sure electric, especially around his play. Man, after the Four Nations, it was rough. Philip Gustafson on the black and white canvas for Minnesota. Tage Thompson and a Macklin Celebrini. Welcome aboard. Here's a pop count. Lafreniere to 100 on the blue pop count. So, I mean, hey, it's got the makings of a good box. Or a good case, even. Pedersen and Hughes on a tour. Klapka on the Young Guns. And Barzell on the electricity. And the last little bit of cards here. Gustafson on the regular. Adam Fox on the retro. And Zach Bolduc on the portraits. The Rangers end up being a pretty decent, value team in this. Any team that has a Young Gun renewed is generally, like the Canucks, for example, they don't have any Young Guns in the set, but they've got 3 Young Guns renewed. So, you should hit some stuff from them. I mean, the Rangers, again, one of those teams. They have, I'm trying to think, I don't know. But yeah, the Leafs are another team that, you get the big 3. Nylander, Marner, Matthews. The Brock Besser and Quinn Hughes base Young Guns renewed are cropped together, that's for sure. Oh, that's another numbered card. We got Robert Thomas, Bobby Trees on the not Bobby Trees on the electricity. Seamus Casey on the Young Guns and Nick Suzuki for the Habs. Got Jake Neighbors on the canvas, Leon Draisaitl on the Young Guns, and on a tour of McDavid and Draisaitl. He definitely went on a tour last year. Brennan Brisson, newest member of the New York Rangers, Rutger McGroarty, and Dustin Wolf. Nice McGroarty. All right, that's the end of that. Let's sleeve and top load these guys, or sleeve these guys up. Yeah, I think top loading them, unfortunately, would just take too long with the top loaders being such a tight tolerance right now. Is this Rasmus Anderson? It is. So Rasmus Anderson, deluxe to 250 for the Calgary Flames. So we're at 3 deluxes. Yeah, 3 deluxes, a high gloss, a pop count, and a Young Guns retro exclusives. I think these are, I'd count those separately from the other stuff, but still a good data point. Rempe on the Dazzlers, Hischier on the Young Guns renewed. I don't know why I was blanking on that. We have Marner Matthews, Maverick Lamoureux, and William Eklund. Canvas of Charlie Lindgren for the Capitals, Suzuki, and Pedersen, again, on the electricity. Is Rempe just the Rempe? Yeah, it's just the Rempe. Okay. Another 2 numbered card box, right? Because we had the pop count and the Rasmus Anderson. So I think the situation where you get a second numbered card kind of negates the whole bonus card, but it seems like 1 pack in every box at least has 4. I don't know why I didn't stand the high gloss. I always stand a high gloss. They're rare enough. There we go. What was that? Just a strand of plastic stuck to that. Huh. All right. There we go. All right, let's see some Michkov. We got 1 Celebrini. Let's see a Michkov. I think Celebrini's obviously the player that you want the most, but I think Michkov's really, really good himself. Both have that legit, like, perennial all-star superstar potential. Celebrini's a little bit more of a gamer and a little bit younger. Michkov's in a slightly better selling market, and yeah, that's really the differences. SL Lindell with Celebrini Will Smith teammates. Stanky for the Stars. Justin Falk for the Blues. There's a Celebrini on the portraits and a Sebastian Aho for the Hurricanes on the electricity. Forsberg, Yossi, Ivan, and Thatcher Demko. All right, sleeve and top load these guys. We'll sleeve them. Sleeve and sleeve. Clear cut of Trevor Lewis for the LA Kings. Cutter Gauthier on the Sparkles, and Leon Draisaitl for the Oilers. Josh Doan, Declan Carlisle Young Guns, and Marc-Andre Fleury. Ooh la la. Program of Excellence Canvas. Connor Geeky for the Tampa Bay Lightning. Again, Team Canada cards go to their current team, or most games played if they are retired. Geeky goes to the Bolts. And Declan Carlisle is also a Bolts card. Same with the Braden Point. Young Gun renewed right below it. And then an on a tour of the Bruins. Pasternak and Marchand. Man, it's amazing how many of the on a tours have like players on different teams at this point. It's funny how much like even 3-4 months makes. As much as there's not a ton of roster movement in hockey, there's still enough that like can outdate some stuff quickly. Over. Here we go. We have Josh Doan on the Sparkles, welcome aboard. Maverick Lamoureux on the Young Guns. Bobrovsky on the Ooh La La. Canvas of Eklund for the Sharks. There's a Quinn Hughes, which means we will have a Brock Besser in this box. Dylan Larkin for the Red Wings. If we don't, I will be shocked. Eklund and Zetterlund. Zetterlund got traded, so Nolan Allen. Kopitar for the Kings. Jared McCann on the Electricity Black. And Mackenzie Weegar. And here is your Brock Besser Young Guns renewed. Like clockwork. Robert Thomas on the On a Heater. Scanlon on the Young Guns. And Sorokin on the Ooh La La. And Decord for the Kraken. Morrissey for the Jets. And Lane Hudson on the Welcome Aboard. I think the Welcome Aboards aren't selling super well. All right, let me get the base cards out of the way. Do some sleeving. A lot of cards per box that need to get sleeved. I think it's at least, you're guaranteed at least 10 cards per box that need a sleeve. Because you have the 6 Young Guns, your 3 Young Guns renewed, and then your short print card. So generally you're getting at least 10. There we go. There's that piece of plastic that was stuck to a top loader. All right, on to the next box. Let's see what is hiding in here. Let's see what is hiding in here. man, this case feels good enough to get like that outburst treatment. You know, we got a lot of rare stuff, lots of numbered stuff so far. I guess just the numbered stuff so far that's doing it for me. Yeah, we have some of the singles. We have a couple Celebrinis, some Michkovs in store, just base Young Guns. We have the Mancini Outburst Red that we pulled in store, as well as the Deluxe. So. All right. McCann for the Kraken, Gauthier and Zellweger on the Young Guns duo thing, Rutger McGroarty. Sorry, I realize that this is just blinding sometimes. This is probably a little bit better. Seth Jones for Chicago, Brady Tkachuk on the Renewed, and Matthews for the Leafs. So I just can't tilt it that way. Bouchard for the Oilers, Jet Luchenko on the base Young Guns, and Quinn Hughes on the playlist for the Canucks. And that should take us to, Portraits Black of Quinn Hughes for the Canucks. Super tough pull there. Kyle Connor for the Jets, and I believe it's a Jake Gensel Young Gun Renewed. But nice Quinn Hughes, the black on the black skate jersey, super sick looking. Love a cool little Easter egg card. Not Easter egg, but just super tough to pull. I wonder what's rare. Those are the Reds out of 99. It feels like it's going to be the Reds out of 99, but the blacks are just cooler. And here is a Gensel. All right, carrying on. Kucherov and Hedman, the Hudson Mayu duo. Trevor Zegras on the Electricity. Blake Coleman for the Flames. Brad Lambert and Samuel Ersson for the Flyers. Lambert is for the Winnipeg Jets. Let's see what else we can snag. So you got a couple short print cards. Lots of numbered stuff so far, right? We got, 1, 2, 3 deluxes, a high gloss, the 100 pop count. Don't have our clear-cut Young Gun yet. That's definitely something that we're waiting on. Black and white Young Gun canvas of Ranton, waving goodbye to all the Avs fans. Fantilli, Kent Johnson, and then Ooh La La of Mr. Hellebuck. Got Bradley Nadeau, Sam Honzik, Brad Marchand on the Electricity, another player who's traded. Guy Lafleur on the retired canvas for the Habs, connecting for the Flyers, and on tour for the Kings. Outburst of Nico Sturm for the San Jose Sharks also was traded at the deadline. Phil Kemp for the Oilers. Ulala of Georgiev. Canvas of Brent Burns for the Hurricanes. Rasmus Dahlin for the Sabres. And Maverick Bork for the Stars. And Tkachuk and Stützle. Logan Morrison for the Kraken. And Kucherov on the playlist. Morrison there. Kemp, Konechny, Guy. We'll give Guy the top loader. I just like recapping these. These, especially the black and white parallels that are really tough to hit, by the way, are so sick. Honestly, I wish that they would do a full-on canvas type set, kind of like they did with Masterpieces back in the day again. Really cool set, And I think the market, like, you know, rather than have like a synergy or something like that, would prefer doing that, or just throw like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just a really cool set. I wouldn't mind seeing them bring that one back. They're bringing back EX. Bring back masterpieces. It's been a decade. I think legitimately it's been a decade. I think the last time it came out was 14, 15. If not earlier than that, but really fun set. They kind of rolled it into chronology. But I just, man, there's just something about it that I just like. I do like the fact that they're kind of rotating. They've rotated stature, so it's like 23, 24 with 24, 25. I would like to see them do like less overall products, but like, and just combine stuff like that. Because you can kind of get a good rookie crop. You can have both the good of the one rookie crop with the other. You kind of can get some different product designs, so not everything feels like, it doesn't feel stale after a while. And just keeping the print runs down a little bit would be like ideal, I think, at this point. An outburst coming up, and it is Scott Lofton, newest member of the Leafs. Steinberg. I got a little fluff on there. There we go. Honzik. Radko Gudas. Kapanen and Kaprizov. Kadri and Sharangovich. Prishapov and Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen. Fluorescent of Mr. Matvei Michkov. Nice one there. On tour for Vegas of the Sparkly Parallels and Matt Boldy. Nice Michkov. We will get that one over the Lekaramaki. I do like the fluorescences this year, especially when you get one that like color matches a little bit. They look pretty nice. So, but they have the same issue where it's just that top little edge chip. I wonder if that's just a roller mark at this point. That would make some sense. It's Prishapov and the Steinberg. The Avs are just a really good volume team in this. Got the Makar stuff in here as well, so. Bang for your puck of JT Miller for the Canucks, Andre Lee, and Jake Ottinger. Young Gun canvas of Jackson Blake. Nick Suzuki on the Young Guns renewed, and a Kucherov on a heater. All right. The last half of the second third. Those are words that definitely work together in combination, eh? Couple more packs. And we are good. Do we have another fluorescence in here? It might be a playlist. Welcome aboard of Will Smith on the Sparkly Boys, Jackson Blake on the Young Guns, yeah, playlist of Jack Eichel. Hughes on the canvas, Saros on the renewed, Blues Tour, Blues Clues, Draisaitl, Connor Geeky, and UC Saros. Geeky's a good young gun to get. We have Laugh and Panarin, Michkov and Fedotov. Of note, it should be Fedotov. And then connecting for the Flyers. So, don't know why it's spelled incorrectly, but it is. So, yeah, a lot of the young guns, just that bottom left corner. The corners just aren't super sharp this year. So if you do get one that's really sharp, it's probably worth sending in for grading because I think that it's going to be tough to get a 10. Exclusives. Man, we keep dodging like young guns, but Pellick. So that's another base parallel. That's a lot. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Which is, again, it's a good sign for like lower print runs. Jesper Wallstedt on the Dazzlers and Mr. Svechnikov. A canvas of Timo Meyer, Zach Dean, and Jet Luchenko. Make sure I didn't miss anything there just because it was a numbered card. I think we already had the 2 insert pack, but yeah, didn't miss anything. Everything's pretty easy to spot this year, so pretty nice to see that everything's labeled pretty well. I wonder how rare those Mark Stone White House visits are, because the Bill Clinton ones or Mark Messier one were just super rare. Like I think I've only saw like 2 or 3. All right. 1 second here. And it really was just a second, conditional second, and 50% retention. I guess he's injured, but. All right. Here we go. Box number. Oh, I was going to shrink these down. I need the room. Timo Meyer canvas is different. There we go. There we go. Now we got the room to do everything. So much more room for activities. Okay, I'm gonna try and get this sorted and dropped off Tuesday next week. Just depends on how much single stuff I can get done ahead of time for the drop-off date, because it's gonna be a full day in the store when I do that. It'll probably be Tuesday. I think EX Hockey is actually coming out next week. It got randomly pulled at the end of February, so we won't have. I don't think we're gonna have any breaks next week because I got to focus on getting the single stuff done. The week after is premiere, so probably won't do anything for that either, but we'll see. We will see. Might do another Series 2 case at some point, but we'll see. Playlist of Suzuki for the Habs, Phil Kemp, Robert Thomas on the electricity, Trouba, Austin Matthews on the renewed, and a Willie Nylander on a heater. I mean, he is someone that definitely goes on a heater, so. We have an Igor Shesterkin. That's a base card. Pedersen on the bang for your puck. Celebrini, Michkov on the checklist, and Lindgren for the Capitals. Man, I was all over the place there. Pop count 1,000. Alex Barkov. And a Tage Thompson. Got stuff in behind it too, but another numbered card. So we're at, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8. Yeah. 8 numbered cards. We got a second checklist, so both San Jose and the Flyers will get one. So both of you will get one. Don't have to worry about doing the random there. If we get a third, it'll be a parallel at this point. At least historically, it'll be a parallel. And the Larkin renewed. All right, keep it rolling here. See what else is in this pack. We have a Malkin on a heater, Brandon Bussy on the Young Guns, and Vasilevsky, Schmaltz, Jakai, and McKinnon. Utah, Montreal, Colorado. Yeah, I don't think the playlists are my favorite cards in the set. I like the bang for your pucks. They're a fun little insert. Not a big fan of the welcome aboards. I honestly wasn't the biggest fan of this year's portraits designs, personally. Did they? I'm trying to think if in portraits in previous years they always had. I know 15-16 had rookie on them. I know 17-18 did. All right. A Young Gun canvas coming up. Not a good one, but well, here's our clear cut Young Gun, Patrick Koch. Not who you want to see. Put it that way. Probably just a depth defender. Lays a big hit, but probably just a depth defender. On a tour for the Avs, and a Will Smith, welcome aboard. Another deluxe of Thomas Harley. Lots of numbered base cards in this one. So we've avoided getting Young Guns, which honestly kind of unlucky. Because for every, I guess it's a, what, 1 in 5? And we're at 4? So theoretically, if we do get another one, it'll be a Young Gun. On tour for the Wild, Cooley for the Sharks, and McCann for the Kraken. On the Electricity, on Heater of Reinhardt for the Panthers, Mayu Hudson on the Teammates, and Darlene on the Electricity. There's our Young Gun canvas, Mr. Steinberg with a Robert Thomas, and a Brennan Othman portraits. Hey, Patrick. Hey, Shawniters. Hopefully everyone's having a good night. Hopefully everyone had an exciting trade deadline. Ooh, another Young Gun outburst. Well, Daniel Musel. He also got traded at the deadline today. I think he was actually technically the final trade. But Young Gun outburst for the Devils. So that's 3 Young Gun outbursts. None particularly good. But it's a 3 Young Gun outburst case, so that's good. Rutger McGroarty. And a Connor McDavid playlist. Let me go ahead and get these sleeved up as well while we're at it. A lot of numbered cards. We're averaging a numbered card per box, which is pretty insane for this. Yeah, the canvases are always solid. I like the reneweds a lot. I wish they all had a little bit more of that personal touch to them. Perfetti for the Jets, Bang for your puck, and Jordan Binnington. I wish they all had like a little bit more, because some of them are just lacking that little, like the Besser one, for example. It doesn't have that Canucks touch to it, like that little extra Canucks flair, you know? It's got the green and blue and like it's just got the smoke line. It doesn't have if I next time we pull one that has one, but like for example, the Sorokin has a lighthouse, and the Pedersen one has just the Canucks logo stitched in behind it. I just wish it had a little bit more to it, because it kind of looks like it has flames almost, unless those are supposed to be Leafs, but I don't know. Looks like rain. Oh, it might be raindrops, honestly. That might be what it is. It might be raindrops on the Besser. So, like, fair. We are a temperate rainforest, so. All right, here we go. Box number 10. I mean, hey, all things considered, we haven't got a base Michkov yet. But like all things considered, it's been a really solid case. We've got a lot of numbered cards. We got an extra outburst. We haven't hit the right names. But the Will Smith black and white canvas is literally the best black and white Young Gun canvas you can hit. I mean, we hit the Lakaramaki, who has, I think, one card in this entire set, then it'd be the Fluorescence. So, yeah. All right. Drew Doughty, Igor, a Colton Parayko, bang for your puck. On heater, Troy Terry, Joel Blomqvist for the Penguins, and Crosby on the playlist. Darlene, Romanov on the Young Guns, and Philip Gustafson on the Ooh La La for the Wild. Pop count to 500 of Shakir Mukhamadullin. Oh yeah, Will Smith is sick. Vince Dunn, and yeah, Elias Pettersson. I feel like that one just has like the Canuck stuff in the background. I think the Besser is supposed to have raindrops, but that's another numbered card, by the way, technically. Technically, these are numbered. I do wish that they would stop reusing players in the set for pop counts. Because, like, it just waters it down every single time you make, like, another Ovechkin or Crosby or McDavid, right? On tour for the Hurricanes, Seamus Casey. And Cutter Gauthier, this is an Anaheim one. And Anaheim. Carlson for the Capitals, Zellweger for the Ducks, and Braden Point. Yeah, I'm excited for Extended, honestly. You got some good Young Guns potentially in there. I mean, the Young Gun canvases will be 6. You'll have Lakaramaki, Michkov, if they do Lakaramaki. They should. If they have his stuff in here in Allure, he should have his Young Gun canvas in that set. But you'll have them, you'll have Celebrini, you'll have Michkov. I think it'll be a fun set. I do wonder if they'll do Renewed in it. I don't think they're supposed to, but they could do like the last couple of years than this year, which is kind of, I don't know, kind of pointless to me, but yeah. All right, let's see what else is hiding here. Joel Eriksson Ek on the it's Joel Eriksson Ek on the black and white canvas. Eric Carlson for the Penguins on the Sparkle Bang for Your Puck, and Brady Tkachuk on the Electricity. Hedman for the Bolts, Missiol again for the Devils, Geeky for the Bolts. Noah Philp for the Oilers. We got Philip Forsberg for the Predators, and Jets on a tour. Outburst of Andreas Englund for the Kings. There he is, Mr. Michkov. Took a while, but he showed up. This one seems pretty okay. A little bit of chipping in the top up here. Corner, like the edge isn't the sharpest, but compared to some of the other ones, it's pretty good. Pretty good, I would say. Ooh La La of VTech. Ooh La La of Mr. VTech Vanacek. Hannafin for Vegas, Florida, and then Red Wings on the Electricity. And Seamus Casey, Kovalenko, and Connor Bedard on the playlist. I really don't get the theming behind the playlist. Like, I get that. I don't know. It'd be cool if they did like fun facts about the player's favorite songs or something like that, but it also actually get into some like legal troubles potentially there. It's like, what genre of music does this player like? A real fun way to actually have done that one though would have been like, No, we pulled one Celebrini. We hadn't pulled whatchamacallit yet. Mitch Cobb was the one we hadn't pulled. But yeah, the playlist would have been really cool if there's like they worked with a sponsor on that and being like, hey, scan this QR code to view this player's playlist. But again, you then have to probably put an age on the product because some of them will have swearing. So all right. Box 11. See if we can end on a high note here. And I'm not talking about Dan. That's a throwback. Final two boxes. Let's see if we can pull something sick. I want to see something real cool. Really low numbered young gun here. Lindgren for the Capitals. Musil again. And a Alex Ovechkin on the electricity. Drake Batherson, Charlie McAvoy, and a Utah on tour. On heater of Wyatt Johnson, Celebrini Will Smith, teammates, and Mrazek for Chicago. I wasn't the biggest fan of the teammates, but seeing some of the young guns in the set, I think they'll do a lot better. Oh, I guess this is the black parallel. Man, like, it's just underwhelming. Will Smith, welcome aboard black. Dazzlers of John Carlson and Mo Sider on the Young Guns Renewed. That's honestly my two big complaints is that the black parallels feel like afterthoughts for some of these. They're just like, oh, we'll just do a different text color. Because, like, I don't know, the next one we pull, I'll showcase it with. Cause, I don't know, to me, it's just kind of, I'd like a little bit of a difference, you know? Pellick, Scanlon, Zellweger. Okay, so here's an example. So, like, here's a base. Here's the black. Like, considering this one is like 10, 15 times rarer than this one, I'd like this to be a little bit more special, you know? And not just a slightly different font color. That seems a little bit poor. But Scanlon, you know, it makes it feel more like an afterthought rather than a actual design implementation. Joel Eriksson Ek and Tage Thompson Darlene and Nylander. Yeah, the most cider renewed is nice. So, how many sleeves do I have left? I don't have enough sleeves left. Incredible. That means we've gone through at least like 150. Stack here. All right. So will we get only one Mitchkov and Celebrini in the case, or will we get one of two of one? Can we pull a numbered one? I mean, we haven't gotten a numbered card in this box yet. We got the black parallel though, and that's probably gonna take the slot of like a short print card just because it's technically rare. So clear cut of Casey Middlestat was also traded. Capitals on tour and Jack Hughes. Sanheim, bang for your puck. Mancini. Matvey Michkov on the welcome aboard. Yeah, I just don't know if those are really gonna hold their value that much by the time this gets shipped out. Jack Thompson on the Young Gun canvas. Kucherov on the renewed, and Quinn Hughes. Outburst, Evan Rodriguez for the Panthers. Everyone's favorite one-name player, Ivan. and a J-Rob. Vlasic, Detroit for the on tour, and Mark Stone for Vegas. The Vlasic is a Blackhawks card. Liam Ogren on the portraits, Drew Comesso on the Young Guns, and Sam Montembeau. Ooh la la. So that was definitely the Will Smith was definitely the rare hit of that box, and that felt not great for a rare hit, you know? Yeah, okay, so the Besser is water drops because they're also on the Kucherov one. All right, final box. We've pulled what? How many numbered cards? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Can we go 12 for 12? Well, not 12 for 12, but 12 in a case. Can we do it? 10's pretty good. 12 would be sick. $37. All right, here we go. Here we go. All right. Let's see what's hiding in here. Well, there's our short print parallel, but it's a cool card at least. McKinnon on the Sparkles, Devin Cooley, and there's a base Will Smith. Welcome aboard. Connecting for the Flyers, Caulfield on the renewed, Seth Jones. On tour. Hey, second Macklin. Let's go. Sharks cleaning up this break. This one is the better of the two. Not quite as noticeable. Bottom corner, it's probably fine. There we go. So 2 Macklins. Might as well sleeve these guys up while we're at it. And we got the Jared McCann on the electricity. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. With a bang for your puck black. These are really cool. Like, these cards look really nice. Sanheim. Kachuk on the Dazzlers. Zach Hyman on the Young Guns renewed. Makar on the bang for your puck. Joel Blomqvist on the Young Guns. Robert Thomas on the electricity. Aho on the canvas. McDavid on the on a heater, and Lindgren for the Capitals. All right, final box. Let's try and get some stuff for who hasn't really hit a ton in this break. I feel like Florida's hit probably their Giles's. Edmonton, I think, has been somewhat quiet. No, they got some stuff. They got some Young Guns and stuff. All right. Oh, that's actually something that we didn't have. Del Bell Blues on the fluorescence with a heater of Reinhardt and a McDavid playlist for the Oilers. Will Smith, Portrait Polter on the Young Guns, and then Jordan Binnington on the Ooh La La. Bang for your puck of John Carlson. Akuratu, traded to Chicago today. Philip Grubauer. It is really amazing how many Young Guns get traded within the year. Brendan Othman on the Program of Excellence canvas for the Rangers. Hellebuck on the Young Guns renewed. Hughes Hischier on the On Tour. Radish on the Outburst. LaRue on the base. And a Rasmus Dahlin for the Sabres. And Yossi for the Predators. On a heater of Lucas Raymond and Josh Doan for the Utah Hockey Club. All right. Well, that wraps things up. It's an overall pretty good case, I would say. We got one random to do between New Jersey and Toronto. Because I believe they're two different people. Toronto and New Jersey is Chris. Yeah, so they're different people. I'm just going to sleeve these up. We'll get the random ready to go. Then we'll do a recap. I'm going to hop offline and finish sorting some stuff here. But yeah, all right. So one-time random here for this. Again, we only got one, so pretty straightforward. 3 times on the names, or 3 times on the teams, I guess, not the names. And that'll be who gets that one. Yeah, overall, I think really solid break. Really solid. New Jersey and Toronto. All right. 3 times. Good luck, everybody. Once, well, twice. 3rd time, New Jersey. New Jersey. So, Chris, that is yours. All right. Recap time, I guess. In terms of cool canvas stuff, well, we got 3 Young Gun Outbursts. We got Musil for the Devils. Koch is our clear cut Young Gun, Lekaramaki Fluorescence. Old school canvas of Guy Lafleur. Black portraits of Quinn Hughes, Connor Geeky, and Romanov and Blomqvist are our other 2 outbursts. At least they're goalies. Goalies tend to have the most upside. Obviously, the Lekaramaki Fluorescence is in there. But yeah, numbered cards include a Shakir Mukhamadulin to 500, Barkov to 1,000 on the pop counts, Palak exclusives to 100, Laugh pop count to 100, and then 4 deluxes. We got a Barzell to 250, a Rasmus Anderson to 250, a Nazem Kadri to 250, and a Thomas Harley to 250. And then in terms of cooler stuff, we got a Michkov Fluorescence and 1 base Young Gun. We got I'll do the Ryan Graves High Gloss here. Hasn't played super well, but it's still a high gloss. We got 2 Macklin Celebrinis. Obviously, probably the hit of the breaks. The Will Smith Canvas Black and White, also really tough pull. And then the final, I'm going to call it the hit of the break. A little bit of a homer pick here, but the Brock Besser renewed exclusives. I don't know. These cards just look cool to 100. So, yeah, that is Group Break 496. I'm not sure if we'll do a break next week, but thank you everyone so much for tuning in. Chanders, glad you enjoyed. Yeah, have a good night, everyone. Have a good weekend. Like I said, I'll get this sorted and dropped off as soon as I can. Probably either Tuesday, maybe Wednesday, but one of those days. So take care. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.